Hello, friends, and welcome back to Choice Bits of Bliss. Today, we're going to do something a little different. Years ago, when I got back into scrapbooking, so this would have been the end of 2017, going into the beginning of 2018, I would pull out the season that I was in and play with the papers that corresponded to that season. So at the end of 2017, of course, we were in winter and Christmas, and uh, I really wasn't focusing on building a kit. I just wanted to play with products that corresponded to that season. And this is how I knew and why it resonated with me so heavily when I learned about seasonal scrapbooking. I was introduced to that concept when I watched a video by Craft Some Joy, Lauren Hines, but I had already been doing it. It's what was natural to me. I had a lot of my papers were sorted by color, and I didn't touch them. That's not what I gravitated toward. What I gravitate to is seasonal scrapbooking. And this is probably not going to be helpful for many of you. It's just something that I do, and I thought it might be interesting to watch as I do it again. Now, for the last two seasons, I have been doing mood board magic, and that is now over. But I thought I would dive into some spring type uh, products and talk a little bit about what is. I'm trying to get it over to the page online that I want to look at. It has some notes for myself. Anyway, kind of my thought process. And I have set up my room to facilitate uh, holiday season type scrapbooking. That is my largest category. So the holidays that follow in a season, that's where they're sorted. And I feel like I'm rambling. I hope this is making sense. But anyway, so here are some thoughts about what I'm looking at when I'm pulling out product for spring. Uh, Kind of embracing the vibe of spring, the feeling the renewal, rebirth, uh, and just embracing that. And that a lot of times has, the industry promotes a lot of pastels, colors. And I'm not a huge user of pastel colors. So we're going to talk about how I work kind of work around that in a natural way. This is what is natural to me. Uh, when you're looking at your color palette, and I mentioned the pastels, but you can also embrace the more vibrant hues of new beginnings. And, that new grass is more vibrant, and it's not really pastel when the leaves are budding out. And then things start blooming, you get more vibrant colors. And then thinking about capturing the essence of spring, uh, the just the joy of new life, and having that mindset of rebirth, renewing, and it's just exciting. So fall is absolutely my favorite season, but there is definitely some excitement when spring comes around. So that's kind of the thought process that I'm going through when I started pulling my products. I pulled from two different locations. So last year, I designated a cubby for 2024 purchases. I've pulled some product from that cubby because I want to use it. I want to start bringing that into my workflow. And then second, I pulled from my spring category because there are older collections that, once again, I want to use. So let's get started. This collection is from my 2024 purchases. It's Joyful Notes. I cannot tell you how excited I am to play with this. I thought this was beautiful when it came out last year, and I just am very, very excited to play with it. I purchased quite a bit of it, and I have some duplicate products because not only did I purchase it online, but I think there was some at Joann, and I want to say that's where I got the thickers. And I just went all in. Let's look through the paper pad. This video is probably going to be long because we're going to be looking through a lot of product. This is a double-sided paper pad, and that's what convinced me to get it, because I love it when you have two choices. You have two options to play with the paper. It gives you variety and options, but you have a bigger chance of actually, especially when you have a paper pad, you have a bigger chance of actually using what you bought. When the other side is just white and you don't like the printed side, you know what? I just typically get rid of it. This is a gorgeous, I'm loving almost every single sheet. I think this is a gorgeous collection, and I'm so excited to play with this. Now, if you'll notice, this has all the colors in the collection, and these tones, these hues, are more on the vibrant side. They're more saturated, and I definitely want to lean into that. Like this dark, you know, it's deeper colors. Love it. I love it, love it, love it. I think we are, yes, we're definitely repeating patterns now. And I have some single sheets. I'm about to drop stuff. So we have some single sheets in here as well. And the single sheets, oh, I also got some of this in the, every time I see cardstock like that stuck in it, I know that I got some in the scrap room. So we have these single sheets that, you know, in here in the paper pad, these have foil, and then this does not have foil on this one. So, oops, got another sticker sheet. Okay, so I have a lot of this collection, and this season I will be placing things in this container because this is going to sit out all season. Next, we're going to go with this collection. This is also 2024 purchases. Got some in the scrap room. And I also have a sticker book that I got that came with a purchase that I made at the end for Black Friday. But these are definitely softer tones, but not those super soft pastels. So I like Simple Stories, the little things. Next, this is a collection from Pebbles that I had played with for a class, and then I purchased additional products to go with it. So this is what I have left. I have scraps. You can tell I've played with it, but there are stickers missing. This is from Pink Fresh that I thought went well with it. Or maybe that came with the class kit. That may have been part of the class kit. And we have a stencil that came with the class kit. And these are my scraps and some die cuts. Some fussy cutting. We have cardstock in here. I've got a lot of scraps, and I need to definitely straighten these up. And then a few more. Oh, here's one of the layouts that I did not add photos to yet. So I need to add my photo here. But that is the layout that it was completed. Let's see if there's any more surprises in here. So we have this paper. And then this kind of starburst. Plain cardstock. some fussy cutting there. We have this grid and floral from Pink Fresh. So this is a combination definitely of the Pink Fresh and the Pebbles collection. And then another piece of cardstock. So this is basically the leftovers. I did purchase a couple of things with it, but this is basically the leftovers from that class kit. I'm going to have to put this one back in the holder because there are so many little tiny pieces that are flying around. Okay, so this next collection definitely goes toward very bold colors. So this is Vicki Boutin Bold and Bright, and all I have of it is paper. And I don't have any of the embellishments. So this is what I have of it. But this helps me steer away, and it gives me options that are not just pastel. The next collection, this is part of what I purchased at the expo in 2024. It's the Pampered Pooch. I have been wanting pet themed papers that have pink in them because I have 2 girl puppies. And so this allows me to have the pink for my pets. And I take photos of them all the time. Next, this is from my shelf, my spring category. This is an older collection, but I love it. I have played with it. You can tell there's quite a bit missing, and I've gotten rid of the back because I've used so much of it. I just love it has a lot of neutral tones. It can go with a lot of different color schemes because it's very subtle. It's just gorgeous. I just absolutely love this. And I will be honest and tell you that if I use this all up this spring, I'll be sad that it's gone because I love it. Next, this is from 2024 purchases. It's from Crate Paper, and I have played with this. This is gingham, and I have paper left over. I have some embellishments. I have these enamel shapes, and this definitely goes into the softer, the pastels. And I'm going to have to put this one back in here because I have scraps flying around. I'm glad there's not a lot of it. I like it, but don't love this. Okay, next we have this collection from, I've got my notes flying around. This is Namaste Home by Becky Adams, and the company, it was made for maybe the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo. But this collection has the brighter colors. Let's just look at it. I think this is super pretty. The quality of the paper is just great. It's good, and it has a little bit of a texture to it. So we have, I think I bought 2 of these collections, so I'm going to have 2 of each sheet. I love this. This book page with the mixed media on top of it is just gorgeous. I love that. We have more cut aparts, and then yellow background with white wavy lines. We have the old rotary phones, and then we have our text paper. We have bookshelves and a floral pattern. We have a diagonal stripe, and then a cool plaid. We have a very yellow and pink floral, and then this, love, love, love. Love this petite floral. And then we have the houses and large yellow polka dots. We have these floral clusters. Oh, that's this page. I did something wrong here. Yeah. We have the floral clusters on that teal background, and then the polka dots. We have these frames and a variety of plant life there. We have more floral clusters, and then light bulbs. We have clothes hangers and a green and white polka dot, and then we have stickers. So this one, I've never played with it. I bought this at the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo with the stamps. So that will be bringing in some tools. This is another collection that I got at the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo. So we have buttons. We have a large alpha. And this is from the Keep It Simple. And this is called Hello Adventure. And I have a couple of these. This is also textured. Fantastic paper quality. So we have these lines on a pink background. And then this is pink with little stars. This looks like a camping scene, tone-on-tone pink with an orange and pink polka dot. We have tone-on-tone stars with a very painterly deep blue background. This is like a fake wood grain. I should say faux wood grain with a grid. We have this buffalo check in green and then lines in green, tone-on-tone. We have this kind of starburst in yellow, tone-on-tone. This has a lot of great basic patterns. And then the deep blue, a diagonal line in periwinkle with very painterly and mixed media vibe background. Then we have this plaid with a grid, tone-on-tone. And we have die cuts here that you have to punch out. And then we have, so these are the basic sheets. And then here's the pattern paper. What am I trying to say? The more designed sheets, I guess you'd say. So we have this mountain forest scene with the constellations. We have a forest of trees here. And then these little mountain peaks in all different colors. We have cut aparts and arrows. Definitely camping scenes here, icons with a night sky. We have got mushrooms and butterflies and little floral clusters, and then these scallop patterns. We have border strips, and these are the like cut ends of wood, of logs. We have these clotheslines that you would see when you're camping, and stars. We have these different colored stripes and a polka dot that's red and pink, and then more cut aparts. So there's a lot here. I have 2 of everything. And I haven't played with this, so it's time to play with it. But once again, definitely not pastel colors. Now we're going to talk about some pastel colors. So this is one of the purchases that I made at the end of 2024. And I am excited to play with this. This is Simple Stories Front Porch. I had pre-ordered this, and then when I was doing my so I have got cardstock added in here. So I think I got some of this from, let me look. No, I'm not sure why this cardstock is in here, because I was thinking I may have gotten it from the scrap room, but maybe not. But anyway, this is just such a beautiful collection. Let's go this way. It reminds me a lot of So Happy Together, which is an older collection by Simple Stories that I also loved, but this color scheme is very similar. Love this. And I am so excited to play with this while it still feels new. It's, it's not, that's one of the things that I'm trying to avoid, is having things after I purchase them sit on my shelf and never be touched. So I'm really focusing this year on just getting this. When I feel like I have to have it, go ahead and play with it and stop just having it sit on a shelf. I think that leads to a lot of guilt feelings for me. And then some of these papers are duplicated. So that is Simple Stories Front Porch. Cannot tell you how excited I am about this collection. So even though it does have pastels, it's not super, super pastel. And the last collection that I will be playing with is Simple Stories My Mind's Eye collaboration. And I have a ton of this. I went way overboard with this one. I have played with it some, because I have scraps here. But look how much stuff I have. I definitely need to just keep playing with it. This is Wildflower by Simple Stories and My Mind's Eye. I have 4 sticker sheets. Yeah. If that tells you anything. So this is just beautiful. Beautiful. Love that too. It definitely has that my mind's eye vibe to it. I don't know what I'm going to do with those tigers, but I can use that. Gorgeous, gorgeous tones. Even though this has the spring color scheme to it, it's not like this is pastel blue, but this is the darker, and I like how they play with those different tones together. So that does have the pastel. It's just not super saturated in these light, airy colors. This is the last collection that I will be playing with for the duration of spring. And these collections combined kind of embody what I was talking about in the beginning of how to embrace the spring feeling in different ways. Sorry, that's the back of that paper. And then we're going to be duplicating again. So I'm not going to go through every single sheet because I bought lots of duplicates. But when one of the things that I was thinking about when I was pulling all of this out is that having all of these collections here lined up and ready to go, it gives me permission to mix and match and not stay with one collection. A lot of these color schemes work well together, and this feels fun to me. This feels like I'm not going to be able to use all of this, for Pete's sake. That's not the goal. It's just to touch and play with the collections that I have purchased and to have fun. So these will be things that I use for like a cherry on top sketches. If I don't know, if I play along with any other odd and ends kind of challenges, this is what I'm going to be pulling from during the spring months. So I hope you've enjoyed this kind of peek into how I plan and play with what I have. I also have this little basket here that has some like texture products in it to add to my spring categories. So this is how I'm going to be playing for the next few months. Let me know down below if you are a seasonal scrapbooker or if this resonates with you. And I would love to hear how you get set up for a season or a month. Come back and we will chat again soon. Bye.